2026年7月1日，Palantir 宣布跟 NVIDIA 合作，执行長 Alex Karp 上 CNBC 谈這筆合作。主持人問的是 NVIDIA， 他講不到2分鐘，矛頭就轉向了 OpenAI 跟 Anthropic。
So the general way these things were sold, and again, these people are Sam and Dario. There's nothing more fun than debating Dario in private. So I'm not throwing shade at them, but something has gone completely wrong. And the basic view among enterprises in this country is I'm going to chillax and waste my time with tokens. I'm going to get no value, and they're going to get my IP.
Now that sounds like shade.
Okay.
Though. And not just shade, it sounds like if you're saying these...
No, sorry. This is reporting.
他講的 token 就是用 AI 模型按字計費的那個單位。企業付了 token 的錢，真正怕的是2件事：資料被模型記住，自己的生意被模型學走。他說這就是 Palantir 跟 NVIDIA 合作的原因。
Then you have my enterprises in the private sector who have the same issues. They're like, why would they get access to my data if they're going to build my alpha? Why wouldn't I control the weights? And that's where you get this partnership. What aligns me with NVIDIA, and I think is what the technical customers want, which is control over their compute, their models, their data stack, and their alpha. They want to know they own the means of production. It's not being transferred to someone else. They're not interested in some fake deploy co that somehow is deploying tokens that transfers the alpha to a third party. And the jig is up.
然後他丢出一個很難回答的問題：如果這些模型真的那麼值錢，為什麼要用算 token 的方式收錢？
But we need to rebuild trust, and that trust is going to happen where everyone gets to ask and answer basic questions. Who owns the data? Where is it cached? Are the prompts secure? Is this being transferred to you? Are you being okay, if it was so valuable, let's say I can make you $1 billion tomorrow. Wouldn't I say, I'll make you $1 billion and I want 30%? Why are they charging for tokens if it's so valuable?
講到國防，他火力全開。Palantir 是美國國防部的 AI 承包商。照他自己的說法，烏克蘭和以色列戰場上用大型語言模型的人都跑在他們的系統上。
In the classified context, when the Department of War goes to you and says, I need this application, do they get to control the weights to do it? Or do you get to control the weights? Are we really going to outsource the battlefield of this country to the consensus view in Silicon Valley? That is effing insane.
主持人提醒他，你自己就是这個產業的人。他說，他是在替那些不敢公開講話的企業發聲。
But I'm telling you, in this country, at every single enterprise I deal with, these people are livid. They're like, I am paying for tokens that create no value. These people are stealing the weights and alpha of my business. And the reason for it is because these models have been completely irresponsibly oversold. And the sell is, it's dangerous for everyone, which is why I can give it to all your adversaries, but I can't give it to the Department of War, or I can't safely give it to an enterprise in this country without being certain that the alpha of that business could transfer to this model tomorrow, i.e. I have no business, no job.
You sound pretty angry.
No, this is the voice of American business that is being channeled through me. But if you're going to triply oversell something, and by the way, the enterprises are just tired of it. But by the way, just a minute. I want everybody watching this to test what I'm saying, especially investors who think somehow this is working.
這段話出自一家靠 AI 合約賺錢的公司的執行長，在自家宣布合作的那一天，對着鏡頭說整個產業賣過頭。他叫投資人自己去驗證。驗證的方法其實很簡單，問問你公司買的那些 token 到底賺回了什麼。